Oh my God, it's still October, isn't it? All right, we're back on the show. The franchise. It's still the spookiest month of the year. Things are already spooky. Last week, my microphone was taken over by a poltergeist. We had a real haunting on the show, and that's why it sounded like garbage. But we're back here. I brought in this little tiny lady, and she did a ritual, and at the end of it she said, "This microphone is clear." And I was like, "Oh, that was a good reference. Nice job." She was referencing the movie Poltergeist. It was good. But then, all right, listen. Let's reset. Saw 3 and 4 on the show today. We're talking about them. I'm going to be your host going forward. Hopefully that poltergeist is gone. I'm the decapitation train, Daniel Ehrenberg. That's a spooky thing. That's when you get your head chopped off. I could have also been the defenestration train, right? That's when you throw someone out a window. Defenestration. It's a fun word. Hey, let's bring in my co-host, Logan. Be a scare.
Yeah, hey guys. Can I tell you the reason that I wanted to do 3 and 4 together?
I'd love to hear. Is it because they're the next two and we always do 2?
Well, no, because we could have done 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right?
That would have been annoying.
Right, but I wanted to do these at the same time because they take place at the same time, D-Train.
They do. They take place this very same night. What a crucial night in the Saw canon.
Yeah, really.
He hasn't used the canon yet.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, I assume that's coming. We got a few more movies to go. All right.
Now Hoffman's in charge. We'll see what happens.
Hoffman. Listen, I've got problems with the Jigsaw cult. I've got problems with Saw as a whole. All right. Listen, I was into it last week. I'm still into it, Logan. Still into it. I want to give you that update. But there's some cracks showing. Cracks in the armor. Cracks. I'm going to puncture here today.
Cracks in that ice that Donnie Wahlberg was standing on the whole movie. Did you expect Donnie Wahlberg to be in 2 more Saw movies?
No, I certainly didn't. I don't know why. Like, I kept expecting him to die, but he didn't.
He didn't.
They'd have, like, long scenes with him where, like, I kept thinking it was going somewhere, and then it just wouldn't. Like, in Saw 3, there's this whole part with him, like, yelling, like,
I'll fucking kill you, bitch!
No, and he's like, "You're nothing! You're nothing!" It felt to me like he was, like, he was calling upon some emotions of when, like, Marky Mark has told him that he's nothing.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I think Marky Mark's a terror in that house. Probably constantly reminding the other Wahlbergs who's in charge here.
Well, they're all famous at this point. I don't think they live together anymore.
But when they come down to Thanksgiving dinner, you know who the swinging dick
When they
is.
open the Wahlburgers chains, they all have to meet up occasionally.
Yeah. Listen, Donnie's not making any decisions without Mark approval. I've got news for you. But I'll tell you what, he finally died in that Saw 4. I think. I mean, we saw his head get smashed. He could come back, I suppose. But that was a good death. I mean, it's ridiculous. At this point, the deaths are insane.
Yeah. Well, I said last week we're going to sort of track if they are escapable or livable. But in the third one, it's Amanda doing it so that none of them are livable because she's like killing people.
That's right. The whole point is that they're not escapable.
I sort of have a problem with Saw 3, though. Like, the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I've got a problem with Saw 3 in that it's by far the worst of the first 4 Saw movies.
That's interesting.
I fucking hated this shit.
Okay.
Listen, they got me back in Saw 4. I'm ready to talk. I know, but it misuses her and it kills her.
She's really good, though, sometimes.
She's great. Shawnee Smith, fantastic. Yeah. She's the bright light of this franchise. She's the only one delivering a performance.
Yeah, when she's like, if he dies, you die. Like, that's good stuff.
I think you missed the part. That if he dies, you die.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, she's probably the MVP. She was my MVP in the last one. She probably is in this one, too. I haven't really thought about it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Saw 3. I mean, let's just straight up talk about it, I guess. So they were gonna just go with like another team. Darren Lynn Bousman, he got to make his stupid script into Saw 2, so he was happy. And then Juan and Juanel had gone on to other stuff, right?
No. Lee's writing this one. This is well, I'll tell you.
Logan,
The reason
I know they go on to write this. I'm telling you the story of how it got made.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason that they like basically kill everybody off in this one and it ends with like a whole montage of all the characters is because this is Lee wrapping up Lee. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm out after this one. We're ending Saw. And then they were like, not so fast, bucko. We're going to keep going.
No, but that is how this one was promoted. Like, I remember at the time wanting to watch this one because
Wanting?
oh my god, because the ads said it was the end. I knew there was going to be more, but it seemed to me that it was like wrapping up a trilogy. They were obsessed
Right.
with trilogies back then because of Star Wars and The Matrix, and
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah. And they also were touting this as the origin story of Jigsaw. I remember a lot of the ads all said this was the origin story of Jigsaw, which made me want to see it. And then in hindsight, way more origin is dealt with in Saw 4 than 3.
Way more.
Yeah.
More. Like we changed the origin.
Yeah, so what are we doing in 3? I feel like we're just dicking around in this movie, and I'll tell you why. All right, 'cause they weren't going to come back. None of these guys. Bousman, Juanel. Then something happens. The producer in charge of the Saw franchise, Greg Hoffman, who is a man in his early 40s, just like a young, hungry film executive, he suddenly dies.
Right. That's why they named Hoffman after that guy.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Mhm.
But so Greg Hoffman, I tried to find out how he died, by the way, and it says natural causes on the
He's
internet.
40 years
He's
old?
40 years old. What the fuck is
That
that?
doesn't seem very natural.
Yeah, what I mean, maybe like he had some kind of disease that he had when he
No,
was
I think he was in a
kid
saw
or
trap.
something. I think he might have been a saw trap.
I think so.
I
Which
don't
one?
know.
Which one do you think?
I think he got pigs liquefied on him.
Oh, that one's disgusting. What about the rack? John Kramer's favorite, the rack.
Yeah. He says it's his favorite.
Yeah, I love
that
learning
bothered
that.
me. I don't think Jigsaw should play favorites. With
No, I
his
love
traps.
that. I don't remember that. I like that this is his
You know
favorite.
what, John? You're wrong. The reverse bear trap's the best one.
Still?
Yeah, they never top that. I
Alright.
like it simple and easy and able to. You know what I don't like in these movies? They make the traps for people using other people.
But they do
So
that
it's
in that
like-
one too. She has to cut open that guy and get the key to then open her thing, but the guy was still alive. That's the same thing.
I know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is a problem. But there's all this shit here. Like in Saw 3, is it 3 or 4? Where
Both
he's like,
of them.
yeah, they're just like trying to rescue people or like commit a trap on this guy because like Jigsaw's obsessed with coming up with his successor or whatever. It's insane. I don't understand it. Like in the first movie, there's one trap the whole movie, right? That reverse bear trap thing just happens in a flashback.
Well, I mean, we also get like there's the razor wire thing. There's the guy with the candle who has to walk on the glass, right?
Yeah, all right.
We get different stuff.
But mostly we're in the present. We're only dealing with one trap from beginning to end. And
What about
it
that
is-
Venus flytrap? You didn't like that one as much?
Can I finish a sentence ever?
Sorry, I got
on this
real
show?
excited about that
I
one.
know you're so excited. The Venus flytrap. No, isn't that just the bear trap not reversed?
That's why I brought it up to upset you.
Oh, right, because I hate that. That's funny. What was I talking about?
Saw 1, how it's one trap.
Yeah, and it's like directed at both those dudes. Like it really feels well thought through, and because it is on a screenplay level. For all of these, it's just they have a year. We need to write another fucking Saw movie, and so all the traps are just like, all right, now are you gonna let this guy die or not? And it's just like, what about that guy? She's getting frozen alive. He's getting pigs liquefied on him. What is their like? Are you punishing them or are you punishing I don't look. We'll get into it anyway. I hate Jigsaw. Jigsaw, he's such a fucking prude, like a prude and a scold. Like, I don't know. He should have just joined the church.
You hate John or Jigsaw?
They're one and the same, my friend.
All right.
I mean, what do you mean?
I mean, now John is dead. We're moving ahead. We've got Hoffman, who now
We're not
seems to
moving
be in
ahead. He
charge.
seems to have recorded about 60,000 cassette tapes, for use after his death.
But 3 and 4 take place at the same time. Now he's dead. He leaves a tape for Hoffman. Now Hoffman's in charge. That's what we're meant to believe.
I don't believe that's going to happen.
Okay, all right.
I don't think Hoffman's a strong enough character. I think they could have gotten away with that if they used Amanda.
So what? John is still alive?
Either he's still alive or he's still got way more tapes. I think he's still alive.
How's he making traps then?
Well, I think he's got a cult. I think he's got a cult.
Oh, right. You haven't let
and-
go of that cult.
Yeah.
The robe. You're still holding on to that robe.
He wears a robe. I don't think he's the head of the cult. I think he's sort of like a devotee of the cult, but like maybe the top guy there. And I think that they're working from the Book of Saw. And what? Don't laugh at me. And I think that they, I think he's got like a whole crew of people in robes working for him.
All right. Why would I hate to spoil something?
But you know what? There's one thing that makes me question this theory.
Yeah.
He would be recruiting, right, from inside the cult. I don't know why he'd be trying to like recruit. Why is he trying to recruit a police officer anyway? Like recruit anyone else.
Did he recruit him? Why is Hoffman on his side?
Well, I think he's I think.
Was he in a Assad trap? And
Well,
then he's grateful.
we got to find that out, right? That should be covered.
I guess we don't really know why he turned bad.
The writers of Saw 4, I read that when they pitched Saw 4, they had pitches for 5 and 6 too. So I'm hopeful that we'll get some of these answers.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Okay.
Let's go back to Saw 3.
Okay, great. Oh, I mean, not great. I'd rather talk about Saw 4.
That's surprising to me.
Why? Really?
They
Is this
seem
one
like on the same
considered
level.
good? No,
I
this
don't
one's
know.
way worse.
Okay. I feel like they're pretty on the same level.
I mean, well, let's talk about it and figure out why I feel this way. It finally comes out. Everyone comes back because that Greg Hoffman guy died. Balsman directs. Lee Whannell is a screenplay credit. James Wan is a story credit. It comes out October 27th, 2006 on a budget of $10 million. It ends up making $164.9 million at the box office. It's a huge hit. They wanted to get more of the original cast. Yeah, they wanted to get more of the original cast back. Apparently, Jeff, the character of Jeff.
Yep, I know him.
Our new leading man, Jeff. I mean, come on. This is like when Friday the 13th tried to replace Jason with Roy for that one movie.
Don't you like that one?
Yeah, I do. All right. But
was that 6? 5?
Five.
Yeah,
A New
yeah,
Beginning, yeah. And then they brought Jason back for Jason
Yeah,
Lives.
6 is your favorite, right?
No, that's Henry's favorite. My favorite's part 4 with the
Oh,
twins, Crispin Danson, all the greats. Feldman. All right. Yep. All right. So, they wanted Carrie Elwes. Did you know that? In the original.
Carrie who?
Carrie Elwes.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was going to be the Jeff part.
What?
Yeah, they were going to make.
How does that make sense?
That whole part was going to be the doctor from the first.
Oh, I thought
one.
you meant he was going to play Jeff. They were going to bring Carrie in to play Jeff.
No, he was going to be the doctor from the first movie, and then Carrie didn't want to come back. So,
And then what? He was going to be married to Lynn?
No, it was going to be Monica Potter, but they both turned down the movie.
All right, good for them.
I mean, I guess Monica Potter probably regrets it in hindsight, to be honest.
Boy, she's the lead of this movie, though.
Yeah, she'd have a pretty big role in this.
Yeah,
right?
Lynn's sort of the lead.
Yeah,
And Lynn's pretty good.
the actress.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and disagree there.
She's better than Jeff.
Neither are good.
Well, we got to pick one LVP.
Oh, easily Lynn.
Oh, really? Lynn? I disagree.
Yeah,
there.
I thought she was terrible. You're just blinded by her beauty.
When she's doing that surgery, I bought it.
Oh, yeah. I bought every second of that. She looked like a real
Her
surgeon.
wincing, I believed that she was really doing that.
Yeah. I enjoyed her sort of, chopping into that skull as though it was a fucking steak. She looked like she was cut into a steak at a fucking Outback.
I do like the moment early on where she saves that kid's life, and you're like, damn, even though she's depressed, you get like she's a good doctor. And then when he captures her, you're like, all right, I get why he captured this doctor. She's good at her job.
Yeah, it is a crazy epidemic in the medical community how every time a doctor is depressed, they simply stop saving lives.
But not Lynn.
But not Lynn. She gets in there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, we came in at number 28 at the box office between Paul Walker's 8 Below. I believe that's Paul.
How much money did it make?
164.9.
28 made 100. That seems like a good year. Like we're making lots of money at the box office.
It was a good year, and I'm talking domestic box office as well. Horror movies.
I saw 8 Below. You ever see 8 Below?
No. It's Paul Walker and Sled Dogs, right?
8 of them. Yep.
Nah, I won't watch a Sled Dog movie without Cuba Gooding Jr.
By the end of the movie, there's no longer 8 of them. Sorry to say.
Really?
Very sad movie.
How many are there?
12. They have babies.
Oh, come on now.
No, I'm just kidding. Some of them die, D-Train. It's very sad.
Well, but they don't all die. It's not 8 Below. It's just like 2 Below, right? And then like 6 lived.
I think it actually refers to the Fahrenheit degrees 8 Below. I don't think there's actually 8 dogs.
But you said there were 8 dogs.
No, there actually are 8 dogs. I think it's a double entendre. Right?
That's not what a double entendre means.
Really?
I mean, I guess you can use it. It's never used that way, though. All right, next.
It's supposed to be like sexual, right?
Yeah, it is. All right, Nacho Libre was also around there. Whatever. So, fucking
What's better, Saw 3 or Nacho Libre?
Nacho Libre.
Okay.
Let's talk about the awards that Saw 3 was nominated for. I'll tell you what, Saw 4 not nominated for any awards.
Wow.
I think the awards got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn Awards.
Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn, whoa! Sci-fi best of films.
It was nominated for the best horror movie of the year, Logan.
Okay.
And
The
it
Descent
lo-
I would go with.
Yeah, that's what won.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, good job. All right, let's see if you could do this one. The Teen Choice Awards nominated for best horror/thriller. What did the teens go for? Now, remember, this award show happened summer 07.
The Strangers. No, that's 2008. That's 2008.
Yep. Come on, you can do this.
Can I?
Horror/thriller. Thriller.
Zodiac.
Oh, Disturbia. Come on, the teens.
God damn it.
Yeah.
They got it right.
Yeah, come on. The teens were like, we need some Sarah Romer up in this bitch.
Is that the blonde girl?
Oh, yeah.
That's her name, Sarah Romer?
I thought she was going to be a star, Logan.
I love her. She's from Fired Up also. I was like, damn. She has my
that's
heart.
right. Yeah, she's like the whole poster of that movie.
Yep.
All right. MTV Awards. Let's hear that theme.
I want my MTV.
Wow. I mean, are you getting worse at that?
Am I? I feel like
I
I'm
think
getting closer to perfect every week.
really? I don't know. To me, Henry should listen back to the show. I feel like he'd feel good about himself.
I'm kind of trying to do a Henry impression. Do you think I'm doing good?
You are. You just don't hit any of the notes. I mean, but that's fine. That's funny to
Oh.
me.
I feel like if I took my earbuds out, I would hit them perfectly.
I bet you would. Yeah, that's your MO. If I only did this one thing, I would do amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
excuses.
Right. I'm just not training as a wrestler. Otherwise, I'd be Kofi Kingston. All right. So at the MTV Awards, Tobin Bell was nominated for Best Villain
Okay.
for his role as a dying weirdo. And the winner, unfortunately, was Jack Nicholson for The Departed.
What's the category again?
Best Villain.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Whew. Now let's talk about Saw 3, I guess.
Yes.
It
The
opens.
best Saw film.
Do you really think that?
No, I don't think that.
No. Do you like this one though?
I like all the Saw movies.
You like all of the Saw movies?
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
They're all a ride that I like being on. I love all the twists at the end. That's the music kicks in.
This
I
one
get
didn't have
happy.
a ba-da-dum, ya-da-dum, ra-da-dum, ba-da-dum. That's the music.
Yeah, you got it now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. This one didn't have a twist.
What do you mean it didn't have a twist?
What were they? What's the twist?
They're
That
husband and wife. They're in the same trap.
I
This was
knew
all
that.
Amanda's
I knew
trap.
that the second this shit started.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
How so?
Because it's obvious.
When
I mean,
she's like when she's in like the motel room with her with that guy, and she's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "A divorce." You're like, "Oh damn, they're husband and wife," but then really he means he wants them to get a divorce so they can be together. That didn't get you.
Oh, hey, 1 second.
That always got me.
1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
I got excited. I kicked my microphone out. So no, it didn't get me. They try to trick you, Logan. They imply at the beginning of the movie that Jeff is a single father, and they want you to think that the mom died, and he's like struggling to adjust to life as a single dad. Okay, but that's obviously not the case, because this lady is like a bummer. She seems upset about shit. This dude's upset about shit. One of them's over
She's
here.
having marital issues.
One of them's over there. They're the two plots we're covering in the movie. They're obviously connected.
Yeah, I never thought that. Also, I was like 12 when I first saw it, and 17 when I last saw it, and I just watched these for fun. You're 36, watching them for a podcast. But what about the Amanda thing? You don't like that this is Amanda's trap?
Well, no, I don't. I don't mind what it's going for, but I'm watching it in the context of a franchise, knowing that there are like tons more of these fucking movies. And so now I'm just left with, oh, they killed off my favorite character.
Can I tell you my biggest problem with the movie?
Go ahead.
Well, aside from all of the Jeff traps that all suck, like him having to save, like he saves 3 people, all the traps suck, right?
No, one of them's good.
Which one? The pig one?
Wait,
The
is
rack?
it this one or the next one with the husband and wife?
That's the 4th one.
Okay, no. Then
Where
this
it's
one
through like the
doesn't.
vital organs
Yeah.
of the. Yeah, that's the 4th one.
That one's good. This sucks.
But this one, and then the whole thing is like, this is Amanda's trap, because turns out Amanda's been killing everybody. Carrie, how'd you feel about that, by the way? That Carrie just like died in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
It annoyed me.
Yeah, did you like Carrie?
Yeah, they were the only 2 characters I liked. I was basically at this point
Who,
watching
Amanda and Carrie?
Amanda and Carrie. They were the characters I liked. Like if they killed off Jigsaw, I'd be like, oh well, at least I got this cat and mouse between Amanda and Carrie to look forward to. But no, now they're just both dead. Who we left with at the end of this movie? It's Jeff.
Jeff, yeah, it's Jeff.
Yeah, that's so. Are people looking forward to that? Like, oh my god, I can't wait for next Halloween. I'm gonna go see the new Jeff movie.
Well, I think Leo and Elle intended to end it. I don't think he wanted to get people excited for the
But
next one.
it was obviously not going to end, you fucking moron. And you're the producer of this franchise.
Right, he should
all right?
want to leave it, get people more excited.
Yeah, they're going to make more. So why not leave the franchise in a workable place to do so?
It's like Ryan Johnson leaving The Last Jedi.
Well, I mean, I assume Ryan Johnson was trying to set up stuff for that like trilogy
They just
that
couldn't
they
follow.
promised
They were
him.
just so stupid. They were like, "What? I wanted to do what I wanted to do."
Yeah, I guess so. Those were just so badly handled. I just think like in what universe are they not making Saw 4 next year? So why not end Saw 3 in a way where they could do that?
Right. I agree with you. I like the chaos at the end of this movie. How everyone's just dying.
Well, I that's just it's easy and it's lazy, man. It's like it's the reason I didn't watch like the What If series on the Marvel What If series, because it's like any alternate universe thing. Like it just ends with like shit going crazy and everyone dying, people that you don't expect to see die, and that's all that happens here. It really does feel like they're trying to make a series finale of Saw, except only 2 people of the hundreds of people working on this movie were doing that.
But I think it works out. Everything works out. How Amanda kills Lynn because she's jealous. Jeff comes in and sees that Lynn was shot, so he shoots Amanda, and then he kills John because John put them in this trap, and then John was hooked up to Lynn, so Lynn explodes. I think it's very fun.
How come we don't see that explosion?
We don't see the shotgun collar
This
go
is
off?
like the fucking grossest film franchise ever made. We're seeing limbs getting twisted off. All right? And they can't show me that lady's face explode?
That's probably more effects that they'd have to do, like more difficult effects.
You're probably right. I mean, the shot of her afterwards was gruesome.
Yeah, really gruesome. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Amanda. Like she's put in these traps because she keeps killing all these people. She kills Carrie, and we see her kill Adam with that bag over his head. But he says like, "All right, you're put here because I'm gonna test your will to keep somebody else alive." But she fights Eric Matthews and leaves him there. She doesn't murder Eric Matthews. Like Eric is in the next movie.
Yeah,
So-
Eric ends up with Rachel, right? Eventually she leaves him for porn, but still.
Yeah, right. What?
That was
No,
a Boy
isn't
Meets
that,
World reference.
Isn't that Sean?
Sean ends up with Rachel?
Who's Rachel?
The redhead.
Oh,
I thought
you're-
Eric ends up with Rachel. Sean
didn't
ends
know
up
who
with
Rachel was.
Angela, no?
yeah. I didn't know who Rachel was.
She's doing porn now. You know that, right?
Yes, I did know about that.
Maitland Ward, baby.
Anyway, but that's my big thing is Amanda did keep Eric alive. She didn't even kill Eric, and John knows about that. So why is she in a trap having to keep somebody else alive? Like she already proved she didn't kill Eric Matthews.
Because there's no winning with this Jigsaw guy. There's no winning. I mean, he thinks that Amanda was going to he's never going to be able to trust someone to just this is my new apprentice. I just don't see him ever being able to fully pass the torch.
Yeah. Well, he's dead. So
He's not dead.
what do you mean he's not dead? We see him dead. We see
I-
his penis. We see everything.
We do see his fucking dick.
He's dead.
We see Jigsaw's dead cock at the very beginning of 4.
It's pretty nice.
What do you mean it's nice?
I don't know.
You like
I
that?
wasn't expecting follow up.
Well, I'm confused by it. I mean, it's a dead dick. It's not exactly nice.
I was expecting you just kind of blow past it and for somebody listening to just be like, "What did you just say?" But then we stopped down and talked about it.
Yeah. I wanted to buckle down on that one. All right. Well, Amanda, she's also cutting herself still.
Right in the thighs.
To me, that would annoy Jigsaw more than anything else.
Right, that's true. That's why Jeff is in here because he's like suicidal. So he's like, "All right, put him in a jigsaw trap."
No, that's the thing. Like, Jigsaw's like, I don't care about rapists and murderers. They can go about their business.
No, there's
I-
a rapist in.
I
4.
don't want people drinking too much. And I don't want people cutting themselves. And I don't want people cheating on their significant others. Like, what a fucking loser.
But in 4, he sort of corrects it. Like 4, we're getting like abusive parents, we're getting rapists, we're getting like a little
there's
more
like a
serious.
child molester, I guess. But
Oh, was that it? I thought it was just like an abuse. I guess it could have been child molesting.
I thought that fat guy was supposed to be a child molester.
I thought he was just a rapist. I thought there were like photos of him with a bunch of different women.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
And he like owned that motel. I think he was like doing some real terrible stuff.
It was like Bad Times at the El Royale.
I don't think that happened, did it?
What?
I don't think anybody was.
No,
raped
I
in
just
that
mean
movie.
like weird shit happening in a hotel. That's all.
No, Identity.
Should I rewatch that? Bad Times at the El Royale? I liked it the first time. Would it hold up?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so.
It goes off. I don't want to spoil anything.
I saw it. Oh, but yeah. No, I know it goes off the
There's like
rails,
a war
but-
thing toward the end, and when it gets to that, I don't like it anymore.
Oh, interesting. All right. I don't remember that. Anyway, let's go forward. I've got some notes here. It's dark. Movie's too dark.
Okay.
I'll tell you that much. It opens with Donnie and that he's got a saw. You see him like break his ankle.
Yeah,
to
he doesn't
get-
saw his foot off. He fucking breaks his foot.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yep.
And I mean, he's terrible, right? Donnie Wahlberg. We all, after The Sixth Sense, we all pretended that Donnie Wahlberg was a good actor for a few years, but let's call a spade here.
I mean, this is what I know him from. This and The Sixth Sense.
You gotta watch some Blue Bloods, man.
No,
All right. What should we talk about next?
we talked about Carrie. She died pretty early on. I guess you didn't buy into any of the Lynn and Jeff not knowing each other's stuff because you're a genius, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
But you would have gotten that if circumstances were different.
Right. If I was 36 years old, I probably would have gotten it, but I was stupid. Still am.
Yeah.
Did you know that the thing around Lynn's neck is called a shotgun collar? Did you know that? That's the name of that thing
Is that a real thing?
in the Sawverse. Yeah,
Why do you know the names of Jigsaw's traps? Do you
I'm a
have
big
some?
Saw fan.
Do you have some sort of a Saw Wikipedia that you consult?
Oh, there definitely is one, but I know the big Saw trap names.
Do you have like a big Targent? What is that book series? Damn it! This is gonna mean nothing to anybody.
You're
Let
asking
keep
me
going.
a book question?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Anyway, what else happens in this movie? Jigsaw is so mad at this doctor. The setup is that Jigsaw's on his deathbed. Okay, the old guy, Tobin Bell, and he needs a doctor to give him brain surgery because his skull was pressing on his fucking forehead and he's gonna die. And it's like, just die. Like you're constantly talking to cops anyway, right? You've got all these traps set up. Like, just go into a hospital and ask them to fix you. Who cares?
What do you mean, like, or else? Like, threaten them?
I don't understand. Like, this guy seems to have like some huge point to make about society. Like, so get arrested, go to the hospital, get famous, be the Jigsaw killer.
She keeps saying, like, hey, bro, like, you don't have enough shit. Let me take you to a hospital. He's like, no, Lynn, you don't understand. Like, just go to a hospital. You're gonna fucking die. I guess he doesn't care if he dies. So that's why he has the whole trap set up.
But
He knows he's gonna die.
But why not go to a hospital if he knows he's gonna die? Go die in a hospital.
Because then the trap won't go as planned.
It'll still be fine.
Jeff's gonna show up to an empty room and then nothing happens.
No, have Amanda in there with.
But then what? She's not gonna kill Lynn. Then it's just Jeff and Amanda hanging out in that room together.
Here's what should have happened. Once he realized Lynn didn't have the proper tools for the brain surgery, he should have just said, Amanda, you keep Lynn in this room. You wait for Jeff. I'm going to Uber myself over to the hospital.
All right. I guess I didn't think about that.
That's what should have gone down, man. I'm telling you. Or get on an ambulance in this fucking place. Where are they anyway? The meat packing? Is this New York?
I guess I never really thought about it.
I don't know. It just looks like Vancouver to me.
I don't know.
But so Jigsaw's on his deathbed. He's got this nurse. He's kidnapped her. I mean, for her reasons are.
And it turns out we find out in Saw 4 that Hoffman kidnapped her. He was the guy in the pig mask that kidnapped her.
Right.
So that was a fun revelation.
It was supposed to be. Oh, I don't know. No, I guess that doesn't make sense.
And in this movie, right, there's a moment where Amanda sees a letter that says Amanda on it, and then we find out that was from Hoffman also. He put that letter in the. I guess,
Yeah.
In hindsight, what was that letter meant to be? If just watching Saw 3, I guess I don't really know what that letter meant.
I have no idea.
Was that set up strictly for 4? Did Lee do that to be like, I'll toss you guys a bow and here's a letter. Do what you want with it for Saw 4?
No, there had to be a reason.
They wrote
for
Saw
it.
4 on the letter.
I mean, it was probably implied like it might have just been like a heartfelt letter from Jigsaw to Amanda. Like,
that might be true.
Yeah, I mean, because that's clearly what they're going for, is this like demented father-daughter relationship between Jigsaw and Amanda, where they like really care for each other, but at the same time, it's in this insanely toxic murderous
Which movie
way.
do we go back to the first one and see him laying in the blood? Is that this one or the fourth one?
That's the fourth one.
Okay, well, I guess we'll wait because I told you like, oh, we're gonna get that answer where Jigsaw doesn't die from
There was
poison.
no answer. There was no answer.
There was no answer.
Yeah, you're full of shit. He laid down in that poison.
He took the stuff to like relax his muscles and make him.
Yeah, but that's not gonna make you not poisoned.
In my mind, I thought he took something that made him immune to poison.
No, they're only explaining how he doesn't move for the entire Saw movie, which is an answer I never once had.
Right.
What do you mean, or fart?
I don't know. They ever said like relax his muscles.
I
and
have
make
dated
him...
women for years without farting in front of them. It's
I'm
not
just
that
saying
difficult.
stuff. Sometimes I just say stuff, DJ.
I guess. Yeah, that was a nice cock in that fourth one, right?
Let's talk individually about all three of Jeff's.
Wait. Before we do that, I just want to say it drove me insane that the reasons that Jigsaw tries to say, I think he just kidnapped. What's her name?
Lynn.
Lynn, right. Lynn. I think he only kidnapped Lynn because she's a good surgeon, but he like needed excuses for her to be in a saw trap. So he's like, "Yeah, you're on antidepressants." he's all pissed off. She's on you take pills to numb your life. I'm like, Jigsaw, shut the fuck up. We all need some of that shit. Maybe you wouldn't be murdering motherfuckers if you were on antidepressants.
And she might be the prettiest one that might make Amanda jealous. That would test her will to keep somebody alive the most.
I think this might just be your weird thing where you're like obsessed with this lady that played.
I'm
Lynn.
not. I'm really not. I'm not. I'm just trying to get into the mind of Jigsaw, trying to manipulate Amanda.
You familiar with this actress?
No, I'm really not.
Bahar Sumek. I had to look her up. I wasn't familiar with her. She's an Iranian.
I don't want you looking these people up because if they show up in like Saw 5 and Saw 6, then you'll be like, oh, they're in Saw 5 and Saw 6.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep looking them up if I want to.
Whatever. Did you notice, by the way, Addison in Saw 4?
Addison from Grey's?
Oh my god, I can't say anything to you without you referencing other shit.
Who's Addison?
Addison from Saw 2, she gets her arm stuck in those... She's the prostitute. She gets her arm stuck in those blades when she's trying to reach that antidote. She puts her arms up through that box, remember?
Yeah.
And Xavier comes up and cuts the thing. She, when John Kramer's sitting in that car and his sexy wife is in that clinic, getting aborted by Cecil, and Addison comes up to the car and is like, "Hey man, you want a blowjob?"
Yeah, and she's like, "Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, that's Addison. You didn't notice that?
Everybody in this movie. No, I didn't notice that. That's a beautiful callback. I hate that everyone in this movie that's supposed to be a good guy is a fucking prude and a prick about like. This is like the least sex positive. It's such a conservative movie in a weird way.
Right. It's killing people for like backwards reasons.
Yeah, it's killing people for like really puritanical reasons. Like Jigsaw comes across like he should be Amish or something.
Well, he is like a 70-year-old dude.
You used an elevator on the Sabbath. I'm going to kill you. That's
funny.
That's all it is at this point.
Did you like seeing him like building the little puppet? And he's got a soul patch, and he's wearing a beanie, and he's got the paintbrush in his mouth, and he's painting Billy the puppet.
No, I mean, I told you I pictured that, and like it's silly to picture, and then you actually see him do it. What did he do? Like, what was his job in life?
He was an engineer.
He was an engineer, so he knows how to build the traps. That explains that.
Yes.
But
he's got that Gideon that was named after his son. He's got that engineer company. That's what that is.
Yeah, I guess so. It seems to me that as an engineer, he'd have a more science-based brain, and he wouldn't necessarily feel that same pull to work with paper mache and paints.
Whatever. Did I tell you last week, by the way, that James Wan built the original Billy the Puppet?
I think you did tell me that, yes.
Yeah, what a legend.
What? James Wan. The guy who directed Aquaman.
God, you talk about the worst thing you made.
But I mean, he did. He flat out did. I mean, James Wan can never be considered.
It's $1 billion film. Tell me when you make $1 billion film.
Well, Logan, you could have made that $1 billion film if circumstances were different.
Well, yeah.
Look, you can just never be on the level of a guy that like I really respect with Aquaman on your resume. I'm sorry. Steven Spielberg doesn't have an Aquaman on his resume.
Oh, he's probably got worse than Aquaman.
No, none of the directors. Spike Lee does not have a fucking Aquaman. Like, if you're a real filmmaker, you don't make Aquaman. You don't have a movie with fucking Ocean Master played by Patrick Wilson.
All right, one day we'll get to Aquaman.
I mean,
He's
will
making the
we?
second one, isn't he? Yeah, we will.
They've been making that shit forever, man. I don't know what
He's
ever
a
happens with these
perfectionist,
DC
D-Train. How do you
movies.
not know that by now?
Oh yeah, that Aquaman movie I saw, that was his version of perfect for that.
Well, he wasn't then, but now he is. He made Malignant. That's when he really got into that.
He was like, "Oh, yeah, now that I've made Malignant, I only make perfect films."
Yeah, basically.
Okay. We learned that Amanda was already working with Jigsaw in the first. Oh wait, it was this movie that we see that flashback, because we see that Amanda was working for Jigsaw in the first Saw movie, which surprised me.
Right.
I thought, because we see her get interrogated during the Saw movie, like the original, and so when the cops are interrogating her in that scene, dude, she's already Jigsaw's apprentice.
Yeah, she's lying
That's
to him.
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
All right, that might be my favorite part of the movie then.
All right.
All right. So it's funny. My next note after that was, I think Jigsaw is gonna put her in another trap for cutting, and I was just joking, but that's
Yeah,
what the
little
whole
did you
movie
know.
is. Yeah, I didn't guess that shit. All right. And then whatever, it comes down to the end. Everyone's dead. Done. End of movie.
Well, let's talk about the individual traps, because
Fine.
I don't like any of them really. There's the one where the lady is cold and she freezes, right? That's maybe my worst Saw trap ever.
Well, it doesn't. It seems like it's bullshit. It's like something out of
It's
a
boring.
cartoon.
It's too long. Yeah, it's not scary. I'm never like.
I read that Lee Wanell said, "Well, we dealt with burning to death, so I thought it'd be interesting to do the reverse, but it's not."
Yeah, you were wrong, Lee. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say. You're right most of the time. You were wrong on this
Except
one.
he probably said it. We already did burning, so I thought it would be okay to do the first.
We already did
We did the
burning. so
reverse!
I thought we need to do the reverse.
No,
Is
it's
he
gotta be.
Australian?
It's gotta be. Oh right, I forgot he's Australian. I was doing his acting part from the first movie.
No.
All right, what are the other traps?
Well,
It's the pig one.
When you think about Jeff, you think about this big scar on the side of his face, right?
Is that what I think of? No, I can't even picture this guy's fucking face.
When I think about Jeff, I think about this big scar on the side of his face because he walks around the whole movie with the scar on the side.
He
of
looks
his
like
face.
a Carl Urban that you can't recognize in a lineup. He's like a really boring Carl Urban, and every line is delivered with, "I've got to get back to my wife."
Is he Australian too?
No, Jigsaw. No, he's Scottish. This actor who's playing the character, quote unquote, Jeff. This actor's name is Angus McFadden. Okay,
Scottish guy can't be named Jeff.
he's just this ridiculous Scottish guy named Angus. He can't do a fucking American accent. He's just hanging around this movie with a sword and a kilt, being Scottish.
All right. Well, my main point is he gets that scar on his face because he puts his face up to like a freezing cold bar. Do you remember that at all? And that's trap with that lady.
I read your fucking Letterboxd review.
It's something I always think about, and there are traps in the future where they can solve the trap in that similar way, where like there's like barbed wire, and it's just like, hey, use your jacket on the barbed wire. Stuff
Speaking
like that.
speaking of barbed wire, how about that?
Oh, Cecil?
Was that the next movie or this movie?
That's the next movie.
That's so good.
That's the first ever Saw trap.
It's the worst one ever, but I love it.
The knives.
Well, the knives was cool, but then I like that he got out of the knives and he just fucking did a
Walks right into
tumble.
Yeah, that's rough.
All right, go on. What are the other traps in this movie?
There's that guy you mentioned earlier with the pigs, where the pigs start drowning that guy, and he saves that guy.
I hate
with
it.
the
Don't
vending
liquefy
machine.
pigs. First of all, I like pigs. They're cute. Second of all,
Not these. These are gross pigs.
well, but they were just like rotting, like dead pigs. That's fine. Like, but they shouldn't be getting liquefied. Can you imagine that? Like standing in front of a hole, right? And you see a pig go through a grinder, and then it spits out liquefied pig at you.
Yeah,
It's fucking
horrifying.
disgusting. Why was the liquid was pig too, which I thought was funny, like to mimic the color of pigs. But like, I'm pretty sure it would have just looked like entrails or whatever.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's a good point. I didn't like that trap. And then the other one is Jigsaw's favorite, the rack. right, they
Jigsaw's
call it.
favorite, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. That'd be pretty brutal.
It would be. I read that it was supposed to be something else and they couldn't get it to work. And so the rack was actually like improv. It was like gonna fold you into a box.
You think that would have been Jigsaw's favorite if that was in the movie?
Yeah, well, that was in the script. That was Jigsaw's favorite, but now the rack is, I guess.
I wonder if we see that again. Like,
I don't know.
when
They
you get
couldn't get
folded
the
into a
mechanic.
box.
Hey, listen, if Darren Lynn Bousman couldn't figure out the mechanics of that, Logan, I don't think any filmmaker, living or dead, could.
You don't think Kevin Greuter can do it in the future?
I don't think the great Alfred Hitchcock could have come up
Wow,
with
you don't
this.
think Hitchy
Yeah.
could have done it?
Yeah.
I bet he could have.
I'm glad Alfred Hitchcock didn't live to direct a Saw movie because he would have just made actors go into these traps.
Wow.
He threw
Yeah.
birds at fucking Tippi Hedren.
All right. Are we meant to believe the daughter dies at the end of this movie?
No.
She's like,
I think she's kidnapped.
like with no one to save her though.
But I thought that was going to be dealt with in the next movie. I thought someone was going to save her. Hey, I just read that this Angus McFadden guy was once engaged to Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Wow.
Michael Douglas stole her right away,
Does
man.
he have cancer now?
Guy got cucked by Douglas. Well, he dodged a bullet, I think, man. Yeah, he would have had that throat cancer if he was eating more of that puss.
Jeez. All right.
Well, what? You know, that pussy was in another man's mouth all those years. He ended up with throat cancer. Obviously, by the law of transitive property. Done.
I'm not arguing. It just need to be said. I guess.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Michael Douglas, whatever. All right. Are we done with this Saw 3?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. What do you want to give this movie?
I give it 2 stars.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 1.
Oh, that's upsetting.
That's upsetting.
I get it though.
Okay. Who's your MVP?
Also, by the way, I'm looking at this
Mm.
runtime. An hour 48 minutes.
I know. I noticed that going in. I was frustrated, and my biggest worry was, oh no, is this where we're at now? Like, is this what the series? Because I was excited they're all 90, and then Saw 4,
I feel like this
we're
is the
right
longest one.
back down to 90, thankfully. And I feel like this movie's not substantive enough to fill an hour and 50. Like, there's really only enough story here for 90 minutes.
Yeah. That's surgery. That's like a long surgery, right?
Yeah, and it's not a good sequence.
Yeah.
It
it's
is
really
not convincing on any level. I've watched lots of Grey's Anatomy, and the surgeries look better there.
And it's just like gross for gross sake, right?
It's, yeah, it is. It's even grosser the beginning of the next movie when they're doing the autopsy on him, though.
Yeah, but that dick though.
That dick, though.
All right, 2 stars. My MVP is Amanda. What's yours?
Mine is gonna be, boy, oh boy. I'll also go with Amanda.
All right, she I think we both gave it to her in the last movie also. My
Yeah.
LVP is gonna be Jeff. I guess you're gonna go with Lynn.
Yeah, but honestly, the more we talked about this movie, the better a case was made for Jeff. Like, I do think that Bahar Sumek is probably not as good an actor as Mr. Angus McFadden, but I'm Angus McFadden. I brought my wife Lily Flanagan to the set. All right. I think like he adds less to the movie. Like she's a worse actor, but I hate Jeff. Like Jeff sucks.
Yeah. What about that part? I always like that. I always think like, oh, Jigsaw's got like he's a little stinker when Billy the Puppet is knocked down on his bicycle or his tricycle, and it's like, oh, it's like his son when his son was run over. That's terrible.
Well, that's
Jigsaw.
that whole sequence, right? Like he's trying to just remind that dude of like the tragedies that he's been through.
Why? The whole thing is this dude
Yeah.
trying to kill himself, and you're like, now you have to go in a saw trap, and now he's trying to make him kill himself more.
Well, I think part of it is like Jigsaw believes like the only way out is through. Like you have to experience like as much trauma as possible.
Right.
So
You have
then
to
on the
burn
other
all his stuff.
right. So
right.
then on the other side of it, you're like basically a new person.
Yeah. Jeez.
It doesn't make
Right.
any sense. Like when I loved the best part of Saw 3 by far to me was Amanda just yelling at Jigsaw, like, none of your shit works. No one's a better person. It's fucking dumb. And I was
But she
like,
was.
yeah, man, then fucking let him have. But she wasn't. She now
She was more grateful for her life.
but he set a trap, right? Ultimately, at the end of these traps, you're supposed to have a new lease on life and appreciate life in a different way. She gets to the other side of this trap and, like, yeah, maybe she appreciates life more, but she's still cutting herself and she's murdering people. Like, she's not in a better place now than she was before
Well, that's why she's back
she
in a
got
saw
in
trap.
there. Yeah.
She was for a while in a better place, but not anymore.
Yeah, I guess Jigsaw was like, I thought she could have been somebody, but and then
Yeah.
like he has to give her another trap. Like, why doesn't he just say like, listen,
Hey,
we tried
cut it
this and
out.
it didn't work, or just like let her go. Like, she's not gonna like turn you into the police. Like,
But that's my whole thing is he knows that Eric Matthews is still alive. He knows she didn't kill her. He should say, hey, good job not killing Eric. How about keep that up and stop killing people? Why doesn't he just talk to her?
This guy, he's a horrible communicator. He like can only communicate through a fucking puppet on a bicycle.
Yeah, he did land that sexy wife though.
I don't know how the hell that happened. I mean, he must have been a completely different person before.
He's an engineer, successful.
Well, it seemed to me that he had like more of a confidence and a normality to him. Like in the flashback scenes, he just seems like a normal dude. And then it's like the second that door fucking miscarried his kid, he just like, I am now Jigsaw. it was like when that bat flies through Batman's window. Yes, thank you. I will become a bat.
But they completely changed his origin, right? Remember in the first movie, we're supposed to believe, oh, he got cancer, and now he realizes that with like a time limit on life, you're supposed to appreciate it. And now it's the his wife losing the child is now the reason.
It doesn't change his origin. Like any franchise that runs too long,
It does, though.
It just expands on the origin. You need to keep coming up with more and more shit,
Which
like,
changes it. Originally, he had cancer.
It doesn't.
Now he's got cancer plus this.
It doesn't change it, though. It's like, I read a Spider-Man comic once where, like, they're trying to tell you, like, the spider that bit him with intent, right? Like, so you might think, like, that changes the origin, but it doesn't really. It gets bitten by a radioactive spider. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I've never even heard that.
Well, I'm telling you, that's why I took it.
That's real?
Yeah, that was in a Spider-Man comic.
Oh, like that's canon?
That's canon, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, not to me. I only go by Sam Raimi's trilogy.
Yeah, for sure. In your canon,
he was a spider that Sam Raimi painted by hand that bit him.
Yeah, I guess so. At Oscorp. Is that where they were in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. All right. Saw 4. Should we talk about that?
Oh, right. Oh, did you say your LVP? Oh, Lynn.
Yeah.
All right.
But with a special mention of Jeff, who sucks.
Yeah. They deserve each other. In hell.
In hell! Darren Lynn Bousman, he's back again for this next one. I mean,
this might be his last one.
It is. But let's move on from this guy. I've had enough of these.
Until Spiral. Doesn't he come back for Spiral?
Everything's so green. He shoots everything in this green filter and everything just looks dirty.
I don't think that goes away.
I don't
really.
remember Saw. Like, everything just looks coated in shit in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We have a new writing team, though. That's exciting.
Yeah, we sure do.
Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan. Are you familiar with them?
I mean, I looked them up, yeah.
I watched a reality television program about the making of one of their films.
Feast?
Feast, that's right. Season 3 of Project Greenlight, the great Project Greenlight on HBO. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they produced a film, in indie films every season. You'd cover the making and development of the films. And for the third film, they decided they're going to do a horror movie. And Wes Craven was going to be on the show as a consultant and executive produce the horror movie. All right. So first step, we got to choose a screenplay from among many amateur scripts. And the script they chose was by a first-time writing team by the name of Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan. They'd written a film called Feast. All right. Now, Feast ultimately ended up becoming a franchise.
Yeah.
And I've only seen the first one that they wrote. It is not good. I wanted it to be good because I love Project Greenlight and I really liked that season. The making of that movie was
What's
really
the best movie to come out of Project Greenlight?
boy, they're not
Are
good.
there any notable ones?
No. The best one is probably the bad.
Any famous people to come out of it? Like any writers or directors to come out of it?
Not really. I mean, these guys are probably
wow.
like the biggest names. John Gulager has directed some stuff. He's the guy who directed Feast. But the best movie was probably the second season, The Battle of Shaker Heights with Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
Yeah, but none of the movies are masterpieces. But the show is great. So anyway, these dudes come out of that show, so I'm like excited for them because I've like every time someone comes out of that show, I root for them for their entire career because like I know them from the time they're an amateur, and so they're here working on this Saw movie. I see they're going to be here for a while. They wrote the next
Saw
few
7 up to 7.
yeah, up through 7. So they wrote 4 Saw movies.
Yep.
They actually, the reason that they started getting involved in the Saw franchise was that the producers were considering a separate non-Saw based screenplay. They were thinking about reverse engineering it as Saw 4.
Like Saw 2?
Like Saw 2, yeah, exactly. So they were going to use it as a prequel. Like they liked the main character in their script, and they were like, we'll make that Jigsaw.
Kind of is a prequel.
Yeah, it is, but they ultimately didn't use that script, and they ended up actually being able to make that script into a movie. They directed it after this. It's called The Collector, and that actually has a sequel, so we can cover that on this show as well.
Is that The Collection?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know much about them except that the covers are a creepy bald head.
Isn't it like a guy like sewing his face or something? Like his head shut?
I think you're combining two movies that look similar.
No, I'm right. I'm looking at it right here.
Is he sewing his head?
The Collector. The guy is he's like sewing a mask on his head.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that's what he was doing there.
Yeah. Oh, this is directed by Marcus Dunstan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. Okay.
So after these Saws, they used that clout and got that made. And good for them, I guess.
Yeah.
It comes out October 26th, 2007 on a budget $10 million. By the way, $10 million budget on both Saw 3
Yeah, they figured
and
it
Saw
out.
4. No, it's too big. It's too much.
Oh, you think so? Well, I don't mean
Yeah.
they perfected it. I mean that they settled on something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But like the first two, I think I don't think you need 10 million for these movies. What are you paying? Like, is it just on the traps?
I think so.
Make the movies smaller and keep them cheap, and just have the only spectacle of these movies should be how fucked up it is. It shouldn't be like exciting traps. I don't know. What are people watching these for anymore?
I don't know. The ride, the twist.
I guess. I think that's what people were watching them for, the twists.
Yeah, that's why
I remember hearing that at the time. Like, people would get excited about that.
And they know what they have. They start playing the music every time.
Banana, 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 banana.
That's what these movies are.
Yeah. Am I nailing that?
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. This came out at it made 139.4 at the box office, so we're going down now.
Okay.
We're on the way down.
Yeah, I think I want to say Saw 3 made the most of any Saw movie. I don't know about the recent Saws, but I want to say the original 7.
Yeah, that's probably right. And it came in at number 41 at the box office between Charlie Wilson's War and Stomp the Yard.
Wow.
And 2007, I had a column at my college newspaper, so I was going to the movies every week, writing about everything, and I still couldn't be bothered to see this shit.
And you hadn't seen Saw 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like, but I guess I'm me. Like I'm like, I need to see what happens.
Yeah.
I guess I would have been lost, kind of, right? Like these movies are
100% you would have been lost.
Yeah. All right.
You'd be like Rig, especially this one. It's about Rig, how all of his previous cops have died. You'd be like, what? Who was Carrie? Who was Eric Matthews? Well, I guess Eric Matthews is in this one.
They would have shown clips though. They showed like little flashes of all of them, and I would have gotten so excited, like, "Oh my god, it's that girl who fucked Joey in season 3 of Friends."
Yeah, I guess you would have been excited.
No. Um. So this movie opens with that corpse cock that Logan loves so much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, baby. And the autopsy scene is disgusting. Like, I was out on this movie right away. The way he like pulls back the scalp from Jigsaw's skull, it is so gross, dude. I started feeling like I checked my scalp. Like, I remember touching my head to make sure my shit was still attached.
And they know exactly what they're doing, the way it's colored, how everything is so black and white except for the blood of this guy, like the inside of this guy.
Yeah. They get into his brain and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I feel like they're going so fast. Like, at one point, the dude's like, "Oh, it looks like he some sort of back alley surgery." And then they just move right past that. Like, shouldn't that be interesting to you as a guy doing an autopsy?
And they find a tape inside of him.
Yeah, covered in wax. Why is it in wax?
Easier to swallow.
Is that why?
I think so. That's what I always thought.
How is he able to swallow a cassette tape?
While he's dying.
I mean, that's insane.
I
How
would
do you
think-
get that down your gullet?
I don't think I could swallow it, but I would think my best chance to swallow that.
Logan, there's something you don't think you could pull off?
I don't think I could do that. But I would think that like my best chance to be able to do it would be like wide awake, standing up at full capacity, not sick, dying, right? You would think you need like all of your willpower to be able to. He does it like laying down half-heartedly, like on his side, like I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't know how he pulled that one off, but it worked out. The cassette tape is still working. You know what's fucked up is like Jigsaw is planning a ton of shit, right? Because all this shit from this movie was planned right before he died too, because he's dead this whole movie.
Right.
Like, so
Well, he's not because it takes place at the same time.
yeah, whatever. So if one element goes wrong though, like it ruins everything. It would create a whole domino effect. Like if the tape that is in Jigsaw's stomach, right? If like stomach acid penetrated that wax and ruined the tape and they couldn't listen to it, it ruins everything.
But listen, he's perfected. You can't argue with it. Like he knows it's gonna play out how it plays out. He's a genius.
He's not though. He acts like he acts like he's this like omniscient being. Like, you know,
If somebody was really pulling off the stuff he was pulling off, they would be critically acclaimed.
they would be critically.
Yes.
What are the critics judging? Who are the critics?
Ability, talent, creativity,
And
ability
what is
to not get caught.
What is this competition? Who are the other competitors here?
Well, I don't know. That's why they're all good at what they do.
Oh yeah, just
I'm saying if this guy was a real guy, though, he would be like he is kind of a genius.
He's not. Like, I understand that he is in as much as like it would take a genius to do all this shit.
Yeah.
But nothing he says screams genius to me. And like when we see him in the past, he just seems like a decent dude. Like he's like a fucking good engineer. Like I get that they try to set that up. That's why the traps are so good.
Mm.
But like we see him with his lady, he's just like a nice dude. Like he knows that he's with someone who's sort of out of his league. And like he's a very supportive husband, waiting outside in that car for her all night. And then like what is it that they don't think that she's able to get pregnant and then she does? Is that in this movie? Or did I make that up?
Well, it'd be crazy if you made that up. I don't know. They are an older couple.
I think I'm just watching a lot of things about couples struggling to conceive right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, so this fucking tweaker opens up a door in the facility where she works in. Like he like robs the facility and the door smacks her in the pregnant stomach. Of course,
It is scary.
But it's disgusting also. Like
Yes.
a normal
obviously.
movie, it would be like the shock of that, and then we'd see Jigsaw rush her to the hospital or something. But of course, in this movie, we instantly see her start bleeding
Yeah,
from
it's
her
horrible.
crotch.
It's horrible.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like it's like her her vagina lets loose a fucking pool of blood, and then Jigsaw comes in and freaks out, and that's it. And so, like, what happens after this? Like, they tried to make their relationship work for a while, but Jigsaw got too involved in the cult of Saw or something.
According to you, yeah.
Well, or like, he just like decided like I need to start punishing people.
Yeah,
Because
I think
she's
so.
aware. She knows that he's doing this.
She definitely knows, yeah.
So, like, what is she doing? She, like, bowed out of this relationship. Like, I can't be part and parcel of this. I'm dumping you. But you can just, I'm not going to tell anybody. Like, you could fucking go kill people. Like, it seems like it's not even, it's a red flag for her for their relationship. But it seems like she completely understands and agrees with the impulse on, like, a human level.
Yeah, I think she just loves him so much. She's not going to send him to prison.
Yeah. This was Betsy Russell. You familiar with her?
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't really. Like, I know her from Saw, but I watched a movie this week because of Betsy Russell. I looked at her IMDb. I was like, I'm gonna watch a Betsy Russell film, and went back to when she was like 20 whatever years old. Watched this movie, Private School.
Yeah. I'm looking at her
Pretty good time.
her history, and I gotta say that's not the one I would have gone with.
No, but it had Phoebe Cates in it.
Yeah, that's good. But look at these other ones from the 80s. She was in a movie called Avenging Angel, and she played. Oh, this is Angel. This is a franchise we could do, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's 4 of them, and it's about this like prostitute with revenge fantasies or something. And so I guess she took over for that part in a later Angel film.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a franchise.
That's interesting. She's in this coming of age movie called Tomboy that looks pretty good. I might
Yeah,
watch
she
that.
Does have she has another one too that came out, I think, later than that one.
And then 1989, she's got, or 1988, Cheerleader Camp.
Yep,
That
yep.
looks good.
That's a horror film. I looked
Yeah,
up where that was.
An
couldn't find
unknown
it.
killer at a remote summer camp. I gotta watch that.
Yep. I wanted
She's
to watch that one
first
too.
build, second build, Leif Garrett. I'm fucking in.
Yeah, but this one was Phoebe Cates, and I was like, I'm gonna watch a Betsy Russell film. And I gotta say, I talked about on Arachnophobia how
Would you lose your train of thought here?
yeah, I forgot the Mabel Choate. I forgot the girl's name, the lady's name from Seinfeld. But the Marble Rye lady from Seinfeld, she's also in Private School. She has a great line with Betsy Russell. I'll let you discover it for yourself though.
What's the line? Help!
No, you got to discover it for yourself.
Okay.
If you want to see Betsy Russell ride a horse, though, I would recommend Private School.
All right, everybody listen to Logan on that one. So she plays his lady. Like, I mean, how'd we get on her? Just that she's his wife?
Yeah, she's his wife.
Yeah, all right. So can we talk about the cops?
Yeah. Detective Rigg from
So
Lethal Weapon.
I couldn't believe Dina Meyer showed up again. Like they killed her in the last
Did
movie,
she?
but they never found her corpse. So in this movie, they find her corpse.
All right. Well, also this takes place at the same time.
Oh, really? You haven't said that yet.
but I don't think that makes sense. I actually thought about that when I watched this. I was like, so wait, does that mean this was like hours later? But I think they say that she was gone for like 4 days.
Yeah, something like that. Meanwhile, you got tons of cops in this one. Don't even worry about it. There's Hoffman, who's gonna be our new.
Great lips on this guy.
Yeah, he looks like James Remar. That's what he reminds me of. You know that actor?
I know the name.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought he was okay, but less compelling.
He just sits in a chair the whole movie.
Than our new MVP.
Oh, really? Strong?
What? I don't know the character's name.
The one from Gilmore Girls?
Yes, the one from Gilmore Girls. Hello.
Yeah, I knew it.
Did you know that he was from Gilmore Girls?
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
I had a mom and sister.
Oh, so Gilmore Girls been around.
Yeah.
All right. So what a surprise, Logan. What a wonderful surprise. Because it seems to me that we may be going forward with this character in this franchise. I would love I don't know, but I would love to see him show up in more movies. That's right, the great Luke Danes, the proprietor of the finest diner in Stars Hollow. All right. And listen, uncle to Jess Mariano, obviously brother to Liz, brother-in-law to what's that character's name? TJ.
All right.
All right. Mentor to Kirk, husband or at least partner to Lorelai. Luke Danes. Here he is. I mean, Scott Patterson's the name of this actor, wearing one of the worst looking toupees I've ever seen on an actor in a mainstream motion picture.
No.
Because he wears a baseball cap on Gilmore Girls, and every time he takes it off, we see that bald head.
Oh, he's bald? Like straight up bald?
He's thinning. Very thinning.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got a wig on in this one, and he's just fucking tearing it up, Luking all over this place. He's snarky. He's hard-edged. I can't wait to see Luke in a saw trap. I thought I was going to see it in this film.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it's got to happen.
He gets locked in that room at the end.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hoffman
Oh, my
locks him
God.
in.
So wait, in the next movie, is that what we're dealing with? Luke in a saw trap?
Possibly.
I'm fucking pumped. This guy is great. Scott Patterson. I've like never. I guess I've seen him
I
in
think you're
other
gonna like
stuff.
Saw 5.
He's in Little Big League. He's in some movies, but I have not seen him in a movie with this big a role. It was really surprising, a pleasant surprise. And this was like right at the end of Gilmore Girls. Like it was like he finished filming Gilmore Girls the next day. He's on the set of Saw 4.
What about his partner, Perez? Do you like her as much?
Oh, she was fine, but like the whole time I'm just like, stop showing her. Show Luke.
Was he that good, or were you just obsessed with seeing Luke?
Both.
Okay.
No, probably more the former. I mean, the latter.
Yeah, I think you're excited.
All right, but listen. That's what I'm hanging on this movie. The acting talent, the acting level in these films from the first film to film 4, Logan, has dropped precipitously. All right. I was worried in that Lee Wanell's bad, but you go back to that first one, you've got Michael Emerson and Monica Potter and
She's good. She's the
and
LVP.
Danny Glover and Dina
He's
Meyer.
pretty bad too.
But all I'm saying is these are pros, all right? These are
Sure.
professional actors with acting careers that will last as long as they'd like them to, okay? The actors in these movies, I mean, I looked up that actress that played Lynn. She tapped out of Hollywood in like 2015. She's probably a waitress somewhere now. Come on.
Gosh, she's got
I
that
mean,
Saw 3 residuals.
these are nobodies in these movies. So finally, like after seeing 2 straight movies of like where like the most famous person I'm looking at is Lucy from Seventh Heaven, I've at least got Luke from Gilmore Girls to hang on to here.
Yeah, well, it didn't do that much for me.
Well, I wouldn't expect it to. Who is his partner? Is that this actress Athena Karkanis?
Perez, Agent Perez, probably.
Perez Hilton?
No.
No. She's on Manifest now, I see.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
Nope, never heard of it.
What are you talking about? You're not familiar.
I never heard of it. Manifest. I don't know.
It premiered on NBC. I watched the first like maybe 4 episodes, something like that, and it was very bad. And I was expecting it to get canceled very quickly, and it did. But it had a cult following. Netflix picked it up, and now it's on its like 4th or 5th season or some shit.
So like you were you on the bandwagon before that?
I was on the bandwagon way before that, man. I watched that shit week to week on Lifetime when it premiered. But this one's not like you. It's more like a nerdy kind of a thing.
You actually think that show's like good?
Yes.
Okay.
People ask me this all the time. Do people not think that show's good?
I don't. I never liked that show. Even season 1, I never really got it.
I mean, I don't know.
I watch it. I've seen all the seasons. I'll watch the 4th season.
Yeah, I know people that watch it like you watch it. I don't get that. I think it's good. I think that show's well written.
And I watch it in like a day. Like I knock it out as soon as I can.
So what? Why is that not good? Logan, you don't know enough about television. No, honestly, like eventually, like you need to like commit to watching like some of the classic shows. You
saw
did it for a
Sopranos.
little while. I was so proud of you for watching The Sopranos, and then you were like, "What should I watch next?" And then you just tapped out.
I did Party Down.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna be a dick because you're watching a lot of movies now. I'm proud of you. You watched Private School this week. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but
Exactly.
like, you know, eventually, I'm not saying right now, but at some point in your life, you need to like buckle down, watch yourself some. I mean, TV's where it's at now. Movies are dead. All right, they're just making Marvel bullshit. All the art
I
has
know.
moved to television,
But I watched like Jawbreaker and Grizzly Man the other day.
and
That's
I was
pretty
very
good.
proud of you. But those are films from years ago.
Yeah, you're right. What
Great
do you want me to do?
films.
Not watch old movies?
No, not at all. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. All I'm saying is avenge. Avenge. Once you feel you've built up your movie knowledge sufficiently, you need to
Give me
do some
give
TV
me a show.
work, man.
What show should I watch? I'll watch
I don't
anything.
I don't want to talk on the air, man. We'll talk.
All right,
We'll talk.
give me whatever.
Can I give you a TV recommendation for Hey, I'm watching
I
it.
won't watch the whole show in a week, but I'll do my best. Yeah, give me something.
I also think that we should have a show where we cover a TV show episode by episode, but we do too many shows. We already have enough weekly shows, and it would take forever to not do that weekly. Maybe these are off-air conversations, Logan.
But that's only a TV show. Would that be a different feed completely?
I think it would be a different feed, yeah.
I would be on board doing a TV show with you. That'd be fun.
All right, we just have to schedule it.
Would it be Buffy? Would that be the one?
I mean, maybe if you want to do that first.
What do you mean first? We do multiple shows.
Well, I think that would be it would be like Comp Beasts, but narrative beasts.
Alright.
Narrative. That's not bad, actually.
Give me a show to watch. I'll legit watch it.
I'll think about it.
Alright. Eastbound and Down. I watched that. You told me to watch it.
Yeah. Watch Lost.
I don't want to watch that.
I
Give me
know.
something else to
I knew that was gonna be your reaction, but it's. I mean, then what am I doing? What am I recommending?
It's
All
so
right.
long.
Well, that's TV, man. TV shows it's long form storytelling, but they're the best long form storytelling is the best storytelling, man.
It's 120 episodes and they're all 44 minutes an episode.
Yeah,
I don't know
baby.
about
44 minutes is short as hell, man. Once you watch a show where like all the episodes are like an hour long, those 40-minute episodes feel like nothing.
that. But I want to binge something like Seinfeld.
Well, you have many times.
Yeah, I'll just do that again.
Fucking hell. I mean, do you want me to recommend you a comedy? Would you prefer that?
No,
a
it could
sitcom?
be anything that's not Lost.
All good shows are long.
That's not true.
But I mean, like the significant ones. Like, yeah, there's great shows like Freaks and Geeks and Party Down and shit that like got canceled before their time was up. But like most of the shows that like really got to like knock out their complete runs like are 5-6 seasons.
All right, I've seen the first episode of Lost. I'll watch the second episode of Lost.
Just you don't have to. Whatever. Let's move on. What are we doing?
I don't know. Rig. He's in lots of traps.
Oh yeah. What are some of those?
We talked about him kinda. There's like the guy who raped people. There's the girl who like her scalp gets pulled off of her head.
Why does he think Rig is going to be a suitable replacement?
I don't really understand what's going on in this movie.
Like, what does he see in Rig? That's my big question, because he's simultaneously doing this test on Amanda in this first one because he doesn't believe that she can be his apprentice anymore, his successor, because she is not giving people a chance to leave the trap.
Even though she let Eric Matthews survive.
Right. Yeah. Well, his standards are ridiculous, but that's what's going on. So he thinks that maybe that Rig, lyric with a Q, Bent has what it takes. And
Oh, that's what he's doing?
yeah.
This is his new successor?
Yes.
I didn't notice that.
That is 100% what's going on in this movie.
Did they say that, or you're just a genius? Because I think you're
No.
absolutely right.
They do say it. I mean, if it's not said, it's heavily implied. I mean, all these traps are just tests to see what Rig does in these situations and whether he helps these people and whether he gets them out of the traps or whether he simply gives them the option to get out themselves. That's what Jigsaw is testing for. But like, I don't understand what makes him think this guy is supposed to be good. Like, what's implied at the beginning of the movie is that he's become so involved in the Jigsaw killer case as a result of all his cop friends going missing that he's now like neglecting his family and getting obsessed with this shit. But like, that
Doesn't that
is-
happen to all of them? Like, I can't
but
think of anything
is
else.
he like, is he punishing that? Like, is that his big sin? Like, he's
Well-
not spending enough time with his family?
He tells him later, like, your obsession has caused you to make rash decisions and put people in danger. You cannot save everybody. Like, he tells him, like, because you're trying to save everybody, you're not actually saving anybody.
But like,
so you
what
gotta
has he
stop trying to save
really?
people.
What has he really done? He's saying your obsession has made you make rash decisions. What he's referencing there is early in the movie, we see them like trying to save Dina Meyer or like looking for her corpse, and he walks through this door before he was supposed to walk through it. And
Well,
they're
he
like,
runs
"Oh,
through it.
there could have been fucking trap on the other side of that," and it's like, yeah, that's true, but like, what Jigsaw sees that and is like impulsivity. I must torture you now.
Yeah, basically, that's what he does. And it's Hoffman that sees that. He's like, "Oh, I got an idea." So then Hoffman puts him in this whole thing.
Oh, you're totally right. Hoffman is like observing things for Jigsaw. That's why Hoffman probably. Wait, but Hoffman is the.
Oh, he's the successor. Yeah. So why does he need Rig to do the whole thing?
I think it's bullshit, isn't it?
the Rig thing is so stupid.
I feel like the twist of Hoffman being the apprentice negates the whole rest of the movie.
Well, that's why I didn't get that Rig was meant to be the successor. But that actually made sense to me because the other reasons why Rig is in it doesn't make any sense because he's like so good a cop at trying to save people that he
No,
has to
yeah,
be put in a
I
saw
mean-
trap.
It's clearly the intention that he's going to be in a. Oh, so maybe he's trying to recruit multiple people, Logan. That sort of hints more towards
The
the
cult.
existence of a cult. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
We didn't see the robe. I don't think in either of these movies. Were you upset by that?
I was. But in 4, there were some hints towards something more. I don't know.
What if his dick had a robe when they were doing the autopsy? They put a little robe on his dick.
I think that these are sacrifices.
What do you mean?
I just think there's something that Jigsaw's worshiping. I don't know. I think there's like a bigger, like, I don't think Jigsaw, like, if we drew a pyramid of the Jigsaw cult, I don't think Jigsaw's at the apex.
So you think he's like Darth Vader, but there's a Palpatine?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I guess that would make Amanda Hayden Christensen. Jigsaw
Sure.
sat down next to Amanda after she escaped that trap, and he was like, "Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?"
but the Hayden Christensen is Darth Vader, so she turns into John Kramer. Well, I guess
Oh,
she turns
right.
into. She was going to turn into Jigsaw himself, right? So Jigsaw is Darth Vader. John was Hayden. Now Amanda was Hayden. Like everyone turns into Hayden, who's gonna be Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right.
So right now Hoffman is Hayden.
That's right.
That makes actually perfect sense.
And they all have to hear the story of whatever the equivalent of Darth Plagueis the Wise is, the head of the Saw cult. Though I
I guess we'll find
assume,
out.
I assume perhaps the author of the Book of Saw.
J.K. Rowling.
No,
it turns
no.
out J.K. Rowling wrote
Oh
the Book of
my
Saw.
God! I mean, I listen. I'm sure Jigsaw is a turf as well.
I don't think so. No, I
I-
do think so actually.
Messing with the will of God. You know, he's like, my wife couldn't give birth, and these people are in defiance of their own births.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a turf. That's Jigsaw's opinion.
Yeah.
All right.
You're right.
Yeah. All right. What else do you want to talk about from Saw 4?
I don't know. Did you like any of the traps that the scalp when that lady got scalped?
Hated that. I hate any scalp.
Oh, you wanted to talk about that one with the man and that woman, the parents.
Yeah, I mean, we
You
did.
like that one?
I liked the one. It's like the knife, like big. It reminded me of the episode of Grey's Anatomy, the Super Bowl episode, where like that big pole is going through. Who is it? Christina Ricci?
Yes.
Okay. You don't actually know, but you just want me to move on. I get it. Go on.
Oh, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Well, that mom survives. Maybe we'll see that mom again.
What mom?
The mom that's in the trap. She pulls all the stuff out, and then Riggs sort of leaves her there. To
Oh
live.
yeah, I guess that's true. Like, I keep forgetting that. Like, anytime we don't see a character die in this franchise, like they're probably coming back.
Well,
It feels like they love doing that.
what happened with Donnie. He escaped, and they came back in Saw 4.
Yeah,
The daughter was in Saw 3. We never saw her again, though.
I bet you we do.
All right, you bet we do. All right, so I'll keep track next week. I'll bring back all the people.
Like, I wasn't expecting to see Rig in 3 different fucking Saw movies. I wasn't expecting to see Carrie in fucking
That's why I don't want you
4.
Googling people.
They're
because
so-
they still come back.
But I'm
sometimes.
not like really taking in that info, dude. You know me. Like I find out the winner of a Big Brother season. You bring it up the next week. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right. So I told you one time, I was like, Dick blocked me because I said he was the worst winner. And then a month later, you're like, I wonder who wins this Big Brother 8 season. Very funny.
It was the worst possible answer. Hey, Big Brother 9 gang. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
I finished it. I finished it already. Great season.
Great season. One of the best ever, I would say. Maybe the best ever. Logan, are we done with Saw 4? Should we rate it? Should we review the film?
Yeah, I give it 2 stars.
I do also.
Okay. So you go Saw. Is this better? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No, I'll
You
give
like
you my
Saw 3 the
rankings
worst.
right now.
Saw 2, Saw 4, Saw 3.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
That's fine.
My MVP. I'm gonna go with.
Come on.
Should I go with Jill?
Come on.
Oh, you're gonna go strong.
You know the answer.
I'm gonna go with Jill.
That's fine. Look, if it's not my man Luke Danes, then it's probably her, right? It's just so interesting to like meet someone who was in a relationship with Jigsaw.
Yeah,
like
she
that,
loved John
there's
Kramer.
something very compelling about that. So like, even if like we don't really get any insights and the whole thing's kind of gross and weird,
Spoiler alert.
it
she's
is.
in Saw 5.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, she is definitely someone I'm interested in.
Yes. All right. And your LVP is strong. My LVP is going to be Perez.
Wait, what?
What?
You
Which
said
part
my
did you
L.
not get?
What did you say? My LVP?
I don't know your LVP. Why would
Yeah,
know
I
your
didn't think
LVP?
so. Anyway, so your LVP is Perez.
Yeah. What was up with that part where she gets like shrapneled in the face? Like, Billy just like spits up shrapnel at her at one point.
yeah, that was weird. And then they just sort of take her away.
Yeah,
like,
that's not a
sh-
trap.
that was-
You can't just like
That was a weird
Explosion,
moment,
people.
actually. Like, because we see EMTs come in with a stretcher and take her out of there, and it's like they just spent all this time like slowly working their way through this building and trying to avoid traps, and like EMTs were just able to like barrel through that place.
That's funny. Also, there's a moment where they're like cleaning up a crime scene from one point, and there's like a guy dusting off a fucking crossbow, and the crossbow goes off and shoots a lady in the neck, and that lady just dies.
Yeah, I loved that moment.
That was so random.
Yeah, but that lady deserved to die.
Why?
Because it was funny.
She's like a part of a forensic team and just dies. It's very upsetting.
But you know what? They do deserve it because it's Jigsaw. It's a Jigsaw crime scene. Literally, all you know about this dude is he's obsessed with booby traps. He loves.
But you know he's not a
booby
murderer, and he
traps.
makes people murder themselves. Like you think, like just cleaning up a crime scene, you're not gonna end up dead.
But he doesn't give a shit about cops, man. It's not the same. It's not the same rules with cops. He killed.
Forensic team is not cops. I don't think.
It's the same thing. He killed Ken
Like the
Long in that
photographers?
first one, willy nilly, man.
Well, he killed himself. He walked across shotgun.
Yeah, but that's the same thing here.
Right. Yeah, you're right. All right, my MVP is Perez. Who's yours?
I don't like any of the returning guys, like Rig, Jeff, Donnie Wahlberg.
Who? Oh, Jeff. I forgot Jeff was in this movie at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna go Jeff again? Oh, you went Lynn, didn't you?
yeah, Rig.
I like how they had to repaint Jeff's scar on his face from that ice from the first movie. because he fucked up his face.
I never noticed the scar. You're obsessed with that scar.
It's just it's so obvious. And then when they redo it in Saw 4, it's like way worse than Saw 3. It's pretty funny.
I don't know. I don't remember who's in it a lot. Donnie? I'll tell you
Donnie's
what.
on ice. Yeah.
I'm not. Oh yeah, yeah.
What about the one guy? Did you know him? The guy who like from the beginning who it starts out where like a guy can see and another guy can speak and they're like
Oh
fighting.
yeah,
and-
I had no idea what was going on in that sequence.
You didn't know that actor?
No,
The
I
guy
didn't know
who's-
either of them.
Oh, because he's in the rest of the movie, and he like I didn't really understand. Like he survived the saw trap, but now he's in another saw trap. Was he another guy who was testing to be the apprentice?
I don't probably. I think there's a cult.
All right, well, you guys gotta find out.
I can't tell whether you're being evasive or whether
I don't want to say yes
or whether I'm
no,
just wrong.
because then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tell you you're right or you're wrong.
No, I don't want you to. It's just frustrating.
I know.
All right. Did I say my LVP?
I don't think so.
I guess not. You know what I'm gonna give it to, and this will change. I'm Hoffman.
Wow.
I didn't like Hoffman the whole movie, but then at the end it revealed he was the apprentice. So I'm
Well,
willing.
he just sits there with duct tape on his mouth,
Yeah.
and like water.
I know, but I thought he looked too similar to the actor who plays Luke, like Scott Patterson.
Imagine not seeing Gilmore Girls though. Like
I know it would be so confusing. I don't know. To me, and he looked like James Remar. I wasn't sure about this guy. I recognized him from Picket Fences. I watched that as a
I think he
kid.
walks funny. Like there's like a shot at the end where he like walks off sort of menacingly, but he like sort of waddles off, and he's supposed to be like this big guy, but I feel like this guy is not that tall.
Well, no actor's tall, right?
Some of them are.
They're all tiny.
Who's
Who's
Chris
tall?
Hemsworth? Gotta be
Uh,
tall.
Yeah, I guess. I guess there's a couple of
The
freaks
Rock
out there.
gotta be tall.
He's not an actor.
Oh yeah, he's an athlete.
He's a wrestler.
Right.
I mean, he's not. He wrestled for 4 years.
Steven
we
Merchant,
still
that's a
think
tall
of him
fella.
as The Rock. He was only in WWE for 4 years. Yeah, Merchant. He's huge, right? He's 6'8".
Was that Elizabeth Debicki? Is that girl's name? Very tall.
Is she tall?
She's like 5'10" or 6 feet tall.
All right, easy. She's good. I like that actress. Let's move on from tall actors and
I'm looking up tall actors. Lee Pace, that guy's
oh my
6'5".
God.
James
He's-
Cromwell,
What? I had no
6'7".
idea.
James Cromwell is 6'7".
I don't believe that.
Well, look it up yourself. John Corbett, 6'5".
That I believe. That guy's big.
Army Hammer, 6'5".
He should have been called Mr. Big, not Mr. Big.
Oh, Vince Vaughn, obviously. Christopher
yeah.
Lee. All right.
All right, enough.
Dolph Lundgren.
Was that interesting to people?
Tyler Perry is 6'5".
Yeah, and he's got
Tim
that-
Robbins, 6'5".
Oh
All
my
these people are
God.
6'5". Joe Manganiello. John
You could
Cleese.
tell they all have BDE.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum, the biggest BDE ever. Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum, 6'4".
Totally, he's got that swinging D energy.
LDE, Liam Neeson, also 6'4".
Does he have LDE?
Yeah.
I just wanted to kill the first black man I could find. Classic Liam. All right.
Put him in a saw trap.
Seriously. Well, he could get out. He has a particular set of skills.
Yeah. You're right.
Logan, let's finish. Next week on the show, Saw 5, 6, and 7.
Yep. I don't think I ever
So-
told you, by the way. I've only seen one Saw film in the movie theater.
Which one was it?
Jigsaw, maybe.
So the penultimate.
Yeah, that's the 8th one.
Yeah. What's going on in that movie? Like, that's confusing. It's called Jigsaw. Jigsaw's dead right now, and it's only Saw 4.
And that's
Meanwhile,
4 movies from now.
Saw 8, we got Chris Rock. We're dealing with the cult and the book
Saw
of
9.
Saw. Yeah. So, like, that confused me. I understand that, like, the 7 Saw movies are like a unit of Saw, and then that 9th one's a weird outlier because of the book of Saw and Chris Rock and shit. What the fuck is 8?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about that movie.
I believe there's a character named Logan, so get excited.
I am. Very.
Mhm.
Logan sucks.
We've already had
Logan
Daniel.
sucks. Hey, I was on watching WWE this week. Logan Paul showed up. The whole crowd chanted, "Logan sucks." I
Did he
almost
suck?
recorded it for you. Yeah, he always sucks.
What do you mean? He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, but he was just talking in this way. It was just like
Oh,
a
he-
promo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't show up like every week.
No, it's like a special thing to see Logan Paul, you know.
I mean, he's like way richer than all the wrestlers. Why would he show up every week?
All of them except probably like Roman and Brock.
But even so, probably.
Yeah. No, they do really well. Like the
So does
WWE.
Logan Paul.
No, I mean I know. He's like boxing.
And he had a very successful YouTube channel.
He
for a
comes
long time.
out. He comes out on you know how he has that really expensive Pokemon card?
Yes.
He comes out in WWE with that around his neck on a
I-
necklace.
Yeah, I like that. I like when people are like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I love this as a kid. I'm gonna like bring it into what I'm doing now. Good for that guy.
Yeah. You know, at a certain point, like, be a person.
It's a Pokemon card. He likes it.
No, it's fine. It's fine to bring it out on WWE, but like, come on.
Jeez, I didn't know you felt that way about the Pokemon card.
Yes, I think he deserves to be in a trap. He's he needs to grow up and be a man. I'm
Yeah,
a scold.
I like him more than his brother.
I don't know anything about his brother. I only know
He's just
Logan.
like the worst version.
I just know that Logan Paul's on WWE.
But I think Logan
and-
did the Suicide Force.
Yeah, he
thing.
did. That's the other thing I know about him.
But he did it while wearing a Toy Story alien.
Oh, so he's
thing.
forgiven in
I
your book?
don't. No, not forgiven, but I got close. I did like sort of be like, but come on, guys. Not really. Not really.
Oh my god.
Dun,
All
dun,
right.
dun. Music's playing, right?
What is playing?
I thought you were gonna play some music.
Oh, I guess I should, right?
Yeah. Did
To-
they play
to
any
wrap up the show?
death metal or anything?
Yeah, there's a pretty good Soft 4 song, I thought.
All right, I don't remember.
If I could find it.
Well, guys, we did Scream 2. We're gonna do Scream 3 commentary. Friday. We were watching stuff. Hey, we're watching here. If you want to hear me talk about Private School some more, Friday, then that's where we're gonna be doing that.
Yep. Sorry, I'm close to finding this.
Can I tell you what I've been thinking about doing?
Yeah.
Me and Tim and I, we got into an argument. Not an argument. A little scuffle with Martha about Big Brother 9. I'm thinking about editing together a cut of Big Brother 9 that takes out all the like excessive stuff that you don't need, or all the stuff
You
that
need
like
it all.
piss people off.
No,
And I'm
you know,
thinking
no,
about making,
fuck
like,
these
a-
people. No, I'm on fuck these people with that.
But I want them to see all the incredible stuff of Big
it's
Brother
their
9.
fault. It's their fault.
I agree with you. They should just watch Big Brother 9. But I want these people to experience it because I feel really passionate about this after finishing the whole season. This is a good season of the show, and I want people to watch this.
It's the best.
And I feel like I could edit it to like an hour or an hour and a half and get all the great shit into it.
Don't do this work for them.
Oh, I've already mapped it out. I've already
no,
like,
Logan.
mapped out all the
There's
shit that I
shit
need.
you can do for the podcast that is more worth your time.